you're on a diet or just trying to eat healthier in general, watch this whole video. I'm gonna share with you guys 6 easy ways to modify a menu when you're out. Hey guys, it's Dr. Mona, and today's video is all about how to modify meals while you're out. Because I know if you are trying to eat healthier or following any specific eating diet, whatever you're doing, it's sometimes hard to have a normal social life, because if you're, let's say, only eating you're avoiding certain things, or you don't want too much oil, or you don't want butter, whatever it is, when you go out, sometimes you feel like you can't customize it or you can't get the things you want. And then this ends up making eating healthy, I feel, a little restrictive on your daily life, and a huge part of what I believe in. And one of the reasons I feel like I've been able to stay healthy for so many years is because I don't feel like I'm limited. I can still have a social life, I can still live my normal life. And if you're not doing these things, that's when a diet isn't gonna be sustainable. So I've got little tips and tricks that I do when I'm out, and I can literally eat at any restaurant, even eat vegan at a steakhouse. I'll explain how in this video, and I'll go through 6 of my favorite ones. So let's start with the first one. Let's say you're at a big dinner with 5 of your friends, 10 of your friends, whatever. You don't want to be excuse me, is your pasta gluten-free? Or can you hold, then everyone around you is going to be oh, you're on a diet. And I feel like your friends around you always want to talk about it even more than you do. So my trick here is to call the waiter or waitress over and pretend like you have a question on the menu. So let's say they're going around asking everyone what they want. When they get to you, you can be I have a question. Can I show you this? And then they'll walk over and look, and then you can whisper and be listen, I'm vegan. Can you make this pasta without a cream base? Or can you do this? And you guys can have a one-on-one conversation. I mean, it's getting so much more common for everyone to want to eat healthy. So most of the time people are aware of this and are super willing to help. So that's the first trick, to not make it awkward for yourself or on all of your friends or family. The second tip is kind of just a health tip in general, and it's asking for sauce on the side. So this depends obviously on what kind of diet you're on, but one thing about eating out that can make it really unhealthy is all of the sauce they use to flavor the food. I mean, if you're just getting veggies or a stir fry, or you're getting a piece of fish, whatever it is that you're eating, and it comes drenched in buttery sauce, or it's they use creams or a lot of salt, super important to ask for it on the side. I always ask for dressing on the side, sauce on the side, anything, even if it's things that we're gonna top nachos. A lot of times I'll ask them to put everything on the side, and then you can control how much goes into it. This is just a basic one you should kind of carry with you even when you're eating home. Always keep things on the side. And this kind of brings me into the third tip, which is to dilute everything with lemon. So if you've watched my other videos, you've definitely heard me talk about this tip. I feel like it just comes up in so much of my content because it's such a good tip. Lemon is just so good for you. It's honestly one of my favorite ingredients, and I feel like something everyone should incorporate more of. It has so much flavor. It's no calorie, it's alkaline, so it's just a win-win all around. So asking for a lot of lemon, not just to put it on your food, but if let's say you're getting a sauce or you're getting a salad dressing, you squeeze a lot of the lemon into the salad dressing, it will dilute it. So then you don't have to just put lemon on a salad. I know honestly that can be a little bit dry, especially if it's like a romaine or certain lettuces that don't pick up the flavor as much. Get the dressing on the side, pour a little bit out, and just squeeze a bunch of lemon in there. And I would do half lemon, half dressing. You could make this ratio as much as you want. But when you do this, a little bit of the dressing goes a long way. That way, let's say you just take a little spoon and dollop it on, you're not gonna get it all over all of your veggies, but if it's diluted, you can pour it all over the whole dish. It'll taste better, and you're getting the benefits of lemon and also half the fat and usually chemicals and calories that come with the salad dressing they brought you. The fourth tip is definitely great for vegans or vegetarians. This is to just ask for a lot of sides. So one thing I like to remind people is that a lot of sides equals one meal. So sometimes I'll order a bunch of sides and people are that's your dinner, that's not a meal. And I'm really? Because I have vegetables, rice, a salad, sometimes I'll even get a side of beans. That's a perfectly great meal. And if it came together in some kind of bowl, it would seem like a perfect meal. So you can do the exact same thing at restaurants. One of my favorite restaurants in LA is a steakhouse. It's called Boa Steakhouse, but I go and they have this amazing broccoli, steamed spinach. They have great mushrooms. Sometimes I'll do like a side of potatoes. They have a great salad. I'll do like a beet salad without cheese. So I end up getting this whole like assortment of food. And trust me, everyone else at the table will be jealous because you have more variety than them. So it kind of makes dinner more fun anyway. But I would say 90% of restaurants you can get away with eating vegan or vegetarian if you just ask for sides, because most restaurants have at least a side of some kind of grain or a side of like a potato or a side of a vegetable. So this is a really great one you should definitely try incorporating. The fifth tip is to add veggies to whatever you are eating. So this one is less about restricting and more about adding. And this is something I really truly believe in, and I encourage all of you to kind of practice. I think too much of health or dieting is, I can't eat this, I can't eat this, I'm only allowed to have this. But what about all the things that you're missing out on? You know, we need food to live long, healthy lives. Like, food is medicine. We need it to survive. So you have to make sure you're also getting enough veggies, and veggies are pretty much a free food. I mean, even for like whatever diet I'd ever be on or anyone's ever on, like you can't get enough veggies. So I like to get like a side of steamed or sometimes sauteed. If they do it in oil, it's fine. I like to get a side of veggies with like almost anything I order. Let's say I wanted to order a pasta dish, get veggies on the side and add them in, and it's like delicious. It makes it more filling. Let's say you wanted to get a stir fry, I'll just get extra veggies to make it more filling. Or even if you got a soup, adding the steamed veggies or sauteed veggies into the soup makes it more filling. So whatever you do, it's a really good trick. I even like to do it on a cold salad. I don't know if you ever had like a grilled veggie salad, but the combo of cooked and cold is actually really good, and it just adds a little more to it. So it's a way to make it more substantial. You're adding so much fiber, adding so many vitamins and nutrients, and any restaurant that doesn't have any vegetables, I would question. But for the most part, you can find this anywhere. And the last tip I have is just a quick tip on sauce again. So we're gonna go back to the sauce thing. If you're at an Italian restaurant, this is also helpful for vegans. Always try to go for the red sauce versus the white sauce, even like a pink sauce. Those are using more cream bases, and cream is just so heavy, it's so high in fat. Not the kind of fat that we want, unless it's used like with like an avocado or something that's healthy if you're at like a really great like healthy restaurant. But getting a red sauce in general is just really great. It cuts the calories. Tomato sauce is great. I mean, tomatoes cooked are even better than they are raw, so that's a great benefit. You get the lycopene, and it will just help you save some of those calories when you're out. So try implementing these little tips and tricks. I think these are so important. You have to make sure that you're living your normal life, again, or your diet won't be sustainable. If you have a diet that you feel like you couldn't do for more than 6 months, my suggestion is to not even do it, because why would you do something you can't sustain? If that's the way you lost the weight, it might be hard to sustain it after that. So find these little tips and tricks. You'll stick with them forever. It will just become ingrained in who you are, then you won't ever feel like you're dieting. So I hope you guys like this video, short and sweet. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and I'll see you next time.